You're still breastfeeding? Don't you think your child is a little too old to still be breastfeeding? When exactly do you plan on stopping? Hey guys, Salina here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about extended breastfeeding. But before we get into that, a little disclaimer. I am by no means saying that I'm a perfect parent. I am my first time single mom and my son is only 1 year old, so I only have but so much experience. I'm simply sharing my opinion and my experience with you guys, and I would love to hear yours. I try to keep an open mind, and I would love if as you're watching this, you also keep an open mind. I would love if after you finish watching this video, if you share your thoughts down in the comments below, but please try to be as respectful as possible. Discuss the topic, don't argue. And now on to the video. So extended breastfeeding is something that I've been thinking about a lot recently, especially now that my son is 1. A lot of people stop breastfeeding at 6 months and they stop breastfeeding at 1, but many people do go on to breastfeed past 1, past 2, 3, some have even gone to 4, some have even gone to school age. I wanted to share my opinion on this topic with you guys. So first things first is extended breastfeeding is breastfeeding a child past 1 year old. I remember when I first started breastfeeding, I wanted to stop at 1. I did not want to go past 1, and then after we got into it, I would have been happy if we had just went to 6 months. I would have been happy if we got there and then stopped. And then I thought about it a little bit, and I'd been happy if we got till 2. And now there's a whole nother, I'm in a whole nother place. I am all for extended breastfeeding. And a lot of it actually has to do with the fact that I'm vegan now, which you will hear me mention in a lot of my videos if you haven't already. But I'm going to explain why I'm for breastfeeding past 2, past 1, past 2, past all of it. I've heard someone say if you are breastfeeding your child past a certain age, then the only reason you're doing it is because you get something sexual out of it. And I don't believe that is true. There are some crazy, twisted people out there who are like that, but I think maybe for that person it turned into something sexual and they weren't liking it, so they stopped. But breastfeeding is never sexual. It is only about feeding the child and giving the child the nutrition that they need. Many people think that there is no reason to breastfeed past 2, that there are no benefits, that you're just creating a clingy child, that you are doing it for yourself and you're no longer doing it for the child. But there are still benefits for both the mom and the child when you breastfeed past 1. The WHO, which is the World Health Organization, actually recommends that you breastfeed till 2 because of all the benefits involved. There are just as many benefits for the child when they're infants as when they're older, and for the mom. Breastfeeding lowers the risk of uterine, ovarian, and breast cancer in women. Breastfeeding helps stimulate brain growth in the child, and for children, their brain grows the most in the first 2 years of life, and breastfeeding helps stimulate that brain growth even more. You know, the longer you continue breastfeeding, the longer you continue to stimulate that brain growth. The child also has a better functioning immune system. It can help soothe the baby, and this is one that I really love. Whenever my son is fussy or whatever, to get him to stop, all I have to do is give him a boob. Simple thing. He's happy, I'm happy, you know. And those are the benefits. There are more benefits, but at this point it's really a matter of doing what you're comfortable with. Not a lot of people are comfortable going past 1, especially once the child starts getting teeth. They're no longer comfortable with breastfeeding, or they're no longer happy with breastfeeding, or they want their body back, because you're still kind of sharing your body with your child as you're breastfeeding. Do what you're comfortable with. Don't feel pressured to breastfeed. If that's not for you, don't breastfeed past 2. If that is not for you, it's you know, all your choice. I am completely comfortable with it. I don't even know when I want to stop breastfeeding anymore, because the only reason that I'm not comfortable with it is because there are other people who are uncomfortable with it. And so it's just, I don't want to have to deal with the things that people are going to say, and you know, all of that stuff. People's reactions is what makes me want to stop, but otherwise I have no other reason to stop. So getting into the being vegan part, how this has really changed my opinion on breastfeeding, and on extended breastfeeding. I do remember looking at breastfeeding like, ew, you're still breastfeeding? Like, really? That's so gross. I don't think I'd ever was like 100% against it, that I'd tell somebody to stop breastfeeding if they were. If that's what you do, then that's what you do. But I just didn't 100% agree with it. And now, as I'm in this place where I have to decide whether I'm going to continue breastfeeding or not, I am 100% okay with it. I'm 100% for it. And here's why. So as a vegan, I don't drink cow's milk. And I know a lot of people feel that for whatever reason, cow's milk is better for our children than human milk is, which just makes no sense to me whatsoever. Like, how are you going to tell me milk from a cow is better for my child than milk from a human? Yes, it's got lots of nutrition in it and lots of nutrients that the child needs, but so does human milk. And it doesn't make any sense to me how one would think that it's better than human milk. There's also the thought of, okay, well fine, if you want to continue giving your child milk, then your breast milk, then that's fine, but do it from a bottle. They're old enough to drink from a cup, so they should be drinking from a cup. They shouldn't be drinking from your boobs or whatever. But at that point, it's just like, what you're telling me is that I have to pump milk to appease you. If you've never pumped before, or if you have pumped before, you know how much of a nuisance pumping is. And I shouldn't feel pressured to pump milk to make somebody else feel better. Breastfeeding is a relationship between me and my son. It's between me and him. I shouldn't have to do it a certain way because somebody else is uncomfortable with it. If you're uncomfortable, look away. If you're uncomfortable, then don't come around us. I don't know, it just isn't, you don't have to be, like, it's our choice to continue. I've already stated the benefits of it in the beginning of the video, so there are reasons for me to continue. There are reasons for him to continue. I don't know, like, I don't feel like I should have to do it a certain way to appease somebody else. I think a lot of people don't like to think this, but we as humans are mammals. We're animals, okay? All mammals drink milk. I'm gonna go with all. And when they're babies, they drink milk when they are babies. And as they get older, they actually, once they stop and are weaned off their mother's milk, they actually they gain an intolerance to milk. So they become milk intolerant. Milk intolerant? That's what it's called, right? And they can't drink milk without having digestive problems. That is the way most mammals are. A large percent of the human population is actually intolerant to milk, and it's because we are mammals just like everyone else. There is no need whatsoever for us to continue drinking milk after we are weaned off of our mother's milk, and that is the reason why one of the reasons why I don't plan on giving my son cow's milk at all. It's not necessary once he is finally weaned off of my milk. You can get calcium from other sources. Milk is not the only source on the entire planet of calcium. Once it's done, the only other milk that he is going to be getting is either soy, almond, or coconut milk. He's awake. So, I don't know, I hope this video makes some kind of sense. Those are my opinions on breastfeeding. He woke up from his nap. But those are just my opinions on breastfeeding. I know a lot of moms are getting hate or comments about breastfeeding. I've been getting them since he was 6 months old, and now that he's 1, I'm going to be getting them so much more. Breastfeeding is natural. It's as natural as it comes. If you choose not to do it, then that's your choice. And if you choose to do it, nobody should be, you shouldn't have to feel bad about doing it. Again, it's natural. When you decide to stop, it's up to you. Obviously, I'm not gonna go until he's like 15 or something like that. I think when kids are young, that there's nothing wrong with it, whether they remember it or not. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, like I said, it's something natural, and no one should be persecuted for breastfeeding their child. There's a difference now when it becomes something sexual. I actually read a story about parents who were arrested because they were having sex while the mom was breastfeeding the child, which is absolutely disgusting. And that's just something completely different. But that's not the same as breastfeeding to feed the child and extended breastfeeding. I don't know. That's going to be the end of this video. So I would like if you would share your comments down below, your opinions down below on extended breastfeeding and what you think. You do not have to agree with me by any means. So yeah, just try to be respectful with the things that you say. And so that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. New video every day this month. If you have any requests, please let me know. And until tomorrow, deuces.